Mille paps, jou, 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 jou. Mille paps, iakhougnn'li, nyam, nyam, nyam. Mille paps.
Turn up the volume!
For such a popular game like Tabs, it's a surprise that very little power scaling has ever been done involving it. Like, I would argue that Tabs is probably in like the top 100 most popular games of all time. So I decided to take the mantle of power scaling Tabs. This is extremely important, you have to understand. We take this power scaling stuff extremely seriously. But enough beating around the bush. It's time to do what the video's title actually promised. Starting off with the lowest of the low, even the fucking peasants are able to survive wall level explosions. Like, yeah, they might die to like fall damage after, but they're still able to survive the initial explosion. And those are the peasants, the weakest unit in the entire game.
So at a baseline, any unit in Tabs is either wall level or above. That's not bad, but most units who are in the higher tiers get way higher than this. And it's not just building level. While yes, there are some pretty obvious building level characters like the giants who are just building level on size alone, and the tank, because it's a tank, there is one thing that gets them higher, which is this one crater on the legacy map caused by Thor, which has been calced to city block level. So if you are able to beat or take hits from Thor, that means that you should be in those ranges. But you also have to remember that being at a higher price than another unit does not necessarily mean that you're physically stronger. If you want a really good example of this, just put the Minotaur against Zeus. Zeus costs more, but the Minotaur will always beat him in combat.
Anyways, you might be wondering, well, why can Thor be one-shotted by a regular tank? Because I know you've heard this before, but devs don't really care about like in-depth power scaling. There's always going to be minor inconsistencies about this, especially for games like these. And that's it. If we didn't have that one Thor crater, this verse would be capped at building level at most. So for pure strength and power, disregarding the two exceptions, this verse should be around city block level. Now onto their speed, which is way more impressive. Even fodder units like the samurai are able to deflect gunfire. And characters like the gunslinger,
No, it's the quick
pretty
draw.
easily dodge tank fire and lightning bolts, which should be high hypersonic plus. Now for the abilities, I'm just going to make it clear, this is an extremely wide roster of characters. So of course, I'm not going to be able to cover every singular ability, but I'll try my best. I'm just going to list it out in like one rapid fire round. Poison, flight, light manipulation, time manipulation, teleportation, move disabling, I guess. Large size, ice manipulation, fire manipulation, earth manipulation, bone manipulation, necromancy, yeah, that's all I can remember. Now moving on to the two exceptions. The Super Peasant and the Dark Peasant are both the strongest in their own verse, and since both of them are quite literally able to one-shot any character in the game except each other, they should just massively upscale literally everything that we've just mentioned here. So they are a few tiers above everyone else. Now I'm going to go over the high ends and wank of this verse. Now for an easy debunk, no, the gods in the game don't actually scale to their real counterparts. Tab's Thor is obviously not as strong as the mythological Thor, and they aren't like on the same level. Now on to something more believable. The Super Peasant and Dark Peasant are both able to withstand black holes, but the creation of those black holes are objectively not canon. It's in a fun mode mechanic which allows you to turn halflings into black holes. While yes, it's still incredibly shaky, there's still an argument to be made for its usage. This also gives the Super Peasant faster than light scaling, because the Super Peasant can temporarily escape the black hole. Okay, yeah, that should be it. Final verdict. Wall level to city block level. with high hypersonic plus 2 massively hypersonic speeds. If you want to wank, you can get them to planetary to star level with FTL speed. See, not that much stronger than you think. Okay, you made it to the end. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. But I have one question for you. Who do you think would win? The entire Tabs roster or the Go from Code Simulator? Pig or?